Yeah, but sometimes it's not that easy. You know what I mean? Not all the cupcakes are in Jesus juice like you might assume. Yeah, a lot of times, I'll admit it, it's not easy being handsome, being a model, being a graduate, even though the handsome boy model in school. Because they pick on you. They make you, say, you got to go on the wrong way. Then 2 minutes later, you have to change, you go again. And the restrooms are full. Can't get into the restrooms. Then they say, you walk so slow this time. Your steps are too tiny. That's what they say, tiny steps. Well, yes, tiny steps. You would walk with your legs closer together, tiny steps. If you couldn't get into the restroom, what do you want, I said, let me go on last. If, for instance, there's some problem, on the stage, if there is, no one will sleep on it, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So let me go on last. They said, no, you have to, Mr. Zach has to go on last to take the big bow, like he did something, you know what I mean? Stole everybody else's clothes design. What? He takes the bow, he slips, it's not my fault. This was so crowded I couldn't get into the men's room, and I should get paid. That's all I know. Since I've graduated, I got to say, I would say 9 out of 10 jobs are just just a marvelous. Everybody's so nice to you. They can't treat you better. But every once in a while, you run into like this jerk, like a Mr. Zach, and he slips on the runway, says it's my fault when you can't even get into the restroom because there's too many people lined up, and they say you're on the runway next. Yes, sometimes it gets to be a little lonely, alone in the hotel room when you're just waiting for a show to come up. They pick up at the airport, then they say, just see you in the morning. Then they don't even make no plans for you to go someplace. And you got to go there. And there's so many people, they give you clothes, half the time don't even fit. And then it's just all jealous because, if you're handsome and that, and the other ones, they treat you, somehow like they're jealous of you. Just because, you're a little more handsome than them. And then they eat all of the food. They eat, there's no food left. They said Jesus juice. Very funny, They have the Jesus juice. It's terrible wine. They just call it, they make it sound glamorous or something. And the food stinks. Usually this junk. Even if you would like to eat, you couldn't eat it. Then they said they're going to pick you up to take you back to the airport. They don't even show. They said, the hotel's got the van. You could go. They said they would pick me up. Why do I have the van? They never reimburse you, like they say. They say, well, you ate so much. I don't know. I look at and then the catalogs, they don't even send them to you when you're done with them. Like who wants them anyway? Right? They said they're going to have a hairstylist there. There's no hairstylist, One, maybe, yes, for 50 people. You know what I mean? You got to bring your own scissors, too. They say, have they misplaced my scissors? What? Whoever heard of a hairstylist has no scissors? They say, we just style it, we don't cut it. What? In Italy, they have it, they cut. A barber is what? Hairstylist means a barber. No, what? It means no cut. Have my own mousse or what? Think I have my own mousse? I have no mousse. Sometimes, like if you're wet and then your socks get wet, then you have no other socks with you. You know what I mean? Turn them inside out? No, doesn't work. They say change your socks. They say yes, one to the other one. What? I have not in the hotel room. It's 50 miles from here, out near the boondocks, and they put you in a place next to Sears. I go to Sears for breakfast. Once I was a model for socks. And I thought, this is a good modeling for socks is good. You don't have to, get all cleaned up and that before. That's one good thing. You couldn't go unshaved and that. Then they says, well, you can't do shoes. I said, what? They said, no, if you did the socks, then you can't be a model for shoes. That's the rules. Who says this? Who makes these things up? That if you're a sock model, you cannot do shoes. You have to, only the shoe models can do shoes. This just makes me sick. I just turned down the job, but they said they were looking for a handkerchief model. I said, I couldn't do it. They said, what, are you left-handed or right-handed? I said, right-handed. They says, no, you have to be left-handed. I said, I could do it. They says, no, you said you was right-handed. I says, I made a mistake. I'm left-handed. They says, prove it. How am I going to prove this? You know what I mean? So I take my handkerchief off from my left hand, right? They said, you didn't do that very smooth. I said, okay, let me try again. They said, well, you have to try again. You left-handed, you do it. I said, just shut up and give me the Kleenex. Let me show you what Kleenex. I won't ruin another one of my hankies. Anyway, I don't know what that